Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Ice, and today we're going to be playing some more Destiny 2. I wanted to come talk to you guys about something that's been a little bit of an issue within the Destiny community that people, I don't think, are getting the full story on. They're not quite understanding what exactly has been going on and what this whole concept is and why it works the way it works and why I believe Bungie chose to use it over other methods that the community has been asking for a while, and that has been promised, but for different reasons they've said they can't quite implement it yet. So the issue here is it's going to be peer-to-peer connections. It's the way Crucible matchmaking works. It's why a lot of you encounter lag even though you have really solid Wi-Fi. You have hardwired connections. I have a hardwired connection. I still lag. It doesn't always lag in Crucible isn't always necessarily your fault. Be sure to make sure it isn't, or be sure to make sure it isn't yours before you start pointing fingers, blaming everything on everyone else. Because nothing's gonna make you look stupider than when you always complain about lag, and then one of your friends asks you to pull up a speed test, and you're getting like 0.5 megs a second. Make sure it isn't you. Try to optimize everything to make sure that you are, holding a stable connection. But I wanted to explain why a lot of people experience lag, like mine, when you have a good connection. So what peer-to-peer connections is when it's similar to a LAN party. It's when the game is hosted on 1 to 2 people's computers, usually one. It's very rare for 2 people to have to host a server. Can't actually think of a reason that would happen. This person's holding the server, and often this is randomly delegated. Some games do have a little bit of a system to make sure that it's the person with the best connection. However, there are flaws with that, as in if someone has incredible Wi-Fi, it may try to take full advantage of that, and thus causing lag to other people because their Wi-Fi simply can't handle what that person's is pumping out. So sometimes they just go for the middle-ish, somewhere in there. But occasionally you get ends of the spectrum that are quite different. You get incredible Wi-Fi or very poor Wi-Fi, people who are in different regions of the world connecting together, different internet providers working differently with each other. Sometimes it's a weird case, but sometimes it does happen where internet providers, sometimes they won't play nice and it'll kind of mess with your connection. Well, like I said, it's hosted on one person's Xbox Wi-Fi, or on their Wi-Fi, and everyone connects to that. So you're all on the same server, you're all running at relatively the same tick rate and everything. And the reason some of you see lag is because this person may be running slower than yours, maybe running faster than yours. It doesn't have to be a perfect connection for you to get perfect wireless. That wouldn't be realistic. But it is necessary to have a semi-relevant connection. And what happens is when someone gets bogged down, say you have someone watching Netflix, someone's browsing the internet, and someone is playing Destiny 2, that's probably you. You're going to have you have all these people doing it, but you're still only going to get the same bandwidth. And when you have the same bandwidth, you're all running off the same stuff. And unless you do some little internet tricks where you delegate yourself a certain amount of bandwidth over someone else, and if you're doing that on your own, you probably won't have internet problems. Then you won't have too many issues. But for most of us, that's a little bit beyond us. You don't care about setting those kind of things up. So you're all sharing the same bandwidth. It's a set number based on how much you pay for your Wi-Fi per month to your internet provider. And when you do that, everything you have connected to your Wi-Fi takes up a certain amount of space. Online games, depending on the game, depending on the intensity of the game, can take up a lot or can take up a little. Things like Netflix, Amazon Video, anything within that is going to take up a lot. Video streaming does take up a lot. That's why a lot of people lag. You'll have your little sister or your mom or something watching Netflix, and or a roommate watching Netflix even, and it'll bog your internet down. You'll just kick them off after a while, and you'll be like, okay, I can live through it and go play some PvE. But this happens to a lot of people pretty often, and it can be an issue, and that may be one reason why you're lagging. Another reason, like I said earlier, is the person hosting right now is just going slow. Yours may not be able to keep up with it, or it might be too fast. Who knows? That's one main complaint to Bungie. We want 32-tick servers like we were promised. That would solve not necessarily everyone's lag, but it would help significantly. It's not gonna fix everything, but it will help. And another complaint, or another reason this doesn't work all the time, is a lot of the times there can be issues with people just jumping internet, so things, just weird things happen a lot. And it becomes an issue with peer-to-peer connections. It gets bogged down. Some people, running multiple things. If they're hosting, it gets even worse. This does give them a little bit of an advantage in lag. That's why lag switching works instead of hinders most people. But when you lag, you're not suddenly invincible. A lot of people purposely slow their internet down simply for the cause of it gives them an in-game advantage. Now, I don't see too many people doing that during norms. That's just not a... That's not a thing a lot of people do during norms. It's pretty odd to see that. But things like that can happen where they just generally get it bogged down, and a lot of just weird things like that. Again, Bungie, you can fix this with 32-tick servers a little bit. Tick rate is basically how many times... It's similar to ping. If you guys have played any online computer games, you'll know what ping is. It's how many times your computer bounces back and forth from your Wi-Fi, or it goes from your computer to your router to the internet servers, and it's bouncing the game in there, and it's throwing it back and forth between your computer, your router, and then the game servers, and it's throwing it back down in a little bit of a triangle. And when it does that, it's solely based on yours. Games like League of Legends are very popular for people whining about ping, even though League servers are hosted pretty well. Not gonna lie. So 32-tick servers, what they are is basically, it's just something that, it's a universal standard. It's very easy for everyone's Wi-Fi to handle, and it kind of universalizes the speed at which the speed at which your ping is given to the server and then taken back to your own computer. It would be very nice if Bungie implemented it soon. I believe if they did, it would help a lot of people with lag, including myself. Another issue is some people, this is on your end, you're not connecting your wireless correctly. Like I noticed, there was a recent Xbox update which didn't really reset your Xbox, but you had to re-sign into all of your accounts and stuff, and you had to do a bunch of weird stuff, and it switched me off of my regular Wi-Fi, or off of my 5G Wi-Fi. So if you guys know how internet signals work, 5 gigahertz is I believe it's a larger waveform. Excuse me. And the larger the waveform, the more data can be displayed. However, it is a, now that I think about it, it is a smaller waveform, more data is transmitted per wave, and it goes faster, it can penetrate more walls. It's generally a better signal compared to your iPhone, which usually runs off of 2.4 gigahertz. Most non-hyper modern computers run off of 2.4 gigahertz adapters. It's not necessarily bad, but I know that Xbox can handle 5 gigahertz, and it took me off of that, and that was one component of my lag. When I switched it back to 5G, 5 gigahertz started working a lot better. So that is sometimes an issue on our part. And then, again, like you see here, I'm playing with someone on the same Wi-Fi as me, and that can also slow you down. He's also hardwired, so it's not too much of an issue. We're not taking up too much bandwidth since we're hardwired. But if you do have multiple people doing multiple things on your Wi-Fi, then you can have issues. So I think this is going to be all for today, guys. Thank you for listening to my little PvP rant. Hopefully I'll be back. I'm hoping to do a raid series with my dad soon. Hoping to get you guys some more PvP tips. Hoping to throw out some more Lawbreakers gameplay. You guys seem to enjoy that, just listening to me rant. But thank you all for listening, as always. You guys have been amazing listeners. My channel has received almost 1,000 views in the last 3 days, which is, for someone as small as a channel as mine, is absolutely mind-blowing. Like, I know every YouTuber cliche says that, but for someone who I don't find a lot of motivation in doing YouTube because it feels like all my views come so slowly, and everything just feels like it takes forever to see a sudden jump and to see like the amazing community response I've gotten from you guys on Reddit and just in my messages. Just absolutely mind blowing to see that there are people out there that appreciate the work I do. So please, if you guys have any suggestions, you want to play Xbox with me, you just want to hang out in a Discord, do whatever, throw it down in my comments, throw out some tips for me, what can I do better, what content do you guys want to see, do you want me posting more often, what do you guys want from me? Please, just throw it all in the comments, don't be afraid to critique me or anything. I know some of you don't have that issue. But, my name's been Ice, thank you all for listening, peace.